Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Fig and Farm at Home. Today's Tuesday, we're going to try to answer a listener's question in under 10 minutes. We can do it. It's from Brittany, and she is wondering, how do I find the time to decorate? Are you wondering that too? If you are, stick around and listen to today's show. Enjoy! It's Quick Tip Tuesday. You have questions, I have answers, and I am so glad to be answering them for you today. If you have a question that you want answered on the show, pop into my DMs on Instagram at Fig and Farm. Send me an email at figandfarmathome@gmail.com or join the Facebook group and ask there. bit.ly/design101 group. Let's hop to it. Let's answer your question. And if you find value in this, I'm sure someone else will too. So make sure you share with a friend. Do you struggle just like Brittany in finding time to decorate your home? And you wonder, how am I supposed to set aside time to learn all the things when I don't have any time? I don't have any leftovers. I'm going from thing to thing to thing, and I'm doing all the things, and I'm doing more things, and the things pile up, and I don't have any time left over. Okay, we're going to answer your question in two ways. All right? We're going to be bossy big sister Danny, and then we're going to be sweet little sister Danny. All right, Bossy Big Sister says these things. Now, I want you to remember, if any of these feel prickly to you, there's probably a little bit of truth to it, and you should investigate that. Don't send the hate mail. The hate mail is going to do no good other than get it off your chest. But it could be something that you need to think about. Are you ready? A lot of times, we spend the time when we find that it's important. If it's not important to us, it is the first thing that goes, right? That is human nature, and if it's important to us, we're going to make the time. Are you making the time? Is it that important? And if it's not, that is okay. But if your desire is stronger than your willingness to actually pick up the paintbrush, well, that might be something that you need to work on inside of yourself for a little bit. The other thing I want to say here is that you may have more time than you realize once you take a harder look at the way that you're spending your time. Right now, you have really strong desire to make change in your home. And that desire and the way you're spending your time could be that you are scrolling Instagram, or you're spending your time watching the home design shows, or you are pinning on Pinterest. What happens if you trade all of that time where you're gathering inspiration, increasing your desire, and you actually trade it for application? I bet you have some time there. One of my friends recently posted on social media as I was mindlessly scrolling while eating lunch. She posted, if you have time to scroll, or no, what did she say? If you have time to shop on Instagram, which yes, I'm raising my hand, I have shopped from ads on Instagram. If you have time to do that, you have time to declutter, which is what her specialty is. Yep, guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Is that you? So let me rephrase it using what we're doing here. If you have time to shop on Instagram, and I'm going to even say not shop, if you have time to scroll on Instagram or to pin on Pinterest, you have time to decorate your home. Okay, how'd I do? That was the bossy big sister Danny version. I'm not really a big sister in real life, so I'm not entirely sure how that works. But having had big sisters, I know how that sounds. Okay, sweet little sister Danny says this: let's teach you how to find your time and really assess what it is that you have available to you. And then I'm going to give you 5 really fun ways or creative ways, outside of the box thinking ways, to create more time when you think you have none at all. This is a really great exercise to do when you're trying to fit in new routines into your schedule when you think you have no time at all. You're trying to start a side hustle. You're trying to figure out an exercise routine that you can stick to. You're trying to create more space for you to be creative. Whatever it is you're wanting time for that you think, I just don't have any, I bet you do if we take a look at the bigger picture and think about the ways we need to spend our time, filling in those within our calendar, and then allowing for the ways that we want to spend our time. Now that sounds really simplistic and really like, oh, well, duh. But let's break this down just a little bit. When you're trying to find time when you think you have none, doing a time audit is really important. And you can do that by taking a look at 1 week at a time. And you can do it one of 2 ways. You can go day by day and just go hour by hour, making a list of what time you naturally wake up and what you're doing currently in each hour of the day. And do you have any leftover time? Super simple. Once you start noticing those items that are recurring in around the same time frame, you can create time blocks. And you may have heard the phrase time blocking. I'm not going to get into it in super specifics, but that's how I manage my time and how I'm able to incorporate a brand that is multifaceted. Working with clients, doing the podcast, having a brick and mortar shop, doing all of those things that need to get done. I can do that because I've first done a time audit, and I've chosen to do it in a time blocking segment. So just as a quick high-level overview, what it looks like for me we'll say today. This morning, I started with a morning routine, and inside of that morning routine are the recurring things that happen every morning. Getting up, having a quiet time, going to work out, helping kiddos get ready for school, and taking one of them to school. Pretty much when I'm done with my time block, I'm ready for my work block. I had no set appointments that interrupted my work block, so I had a pretty large chunk of time in order to get a lot of things done. And it's within that work block that I'm able to manage time for different tasks. After the work block, I had free time. My work block I wanted to end around 2:00. I have free time then until my evening block. And my evening routine consists of getting dinner ready, taking a kiddo to practice, winding down, doing some laundry, things that are recurring again then in the evening. However that looks to you, or whichever system you want to employ, is up to you. The most simplistic way, of course, just marking down how it is you're spending your hour by hour so that you can see which fractions of time you have left over when you think you have none at all. You'll be surprised. But the real heart of the issue here is to not deceive yourself into thinking that you have no time when you're actually spending it doing mindless things that just kind of eat up our time in ways that aren't productive. Okay, now for those of you who are already like, okay, this is fantastic, but now what if I need some creative ideas? Here are 4 quick creative ideas, or 5 quick creative ideas for how you can get a little bit more time to do the home decorating that you want to do, because you have done such a great job of gathering all of the inspiration. The first idea is to have a 1-week no screen time. No TV, no computer, other than paying the bills, no phone, none of that. You just say, you know what, from Sunday to Sunday, I'm going to be so dedicated. I am going to have no screens whatsoever. That is going to free up this much time so I can finally get to painting that living room. Number 2, swap with a friend for 1 week. And what do I mean swap? You have a couple options. One is, what if your friend wants to do the same thing and she's saying, I don't have any time either? What if you guys, for 1 week, you swap childcare duties, you swap dinner making responsibilities, or you swap labor? She helps you for 1 week, and the next week or whenever she's ready, you help her. Not only is it more fun, but you have the extra manpower. Number 3, you add a power hour to your day. Wake up 1 hour earlier, go to bed 1 hour later, and you, without any interruptions from any of the kiddos, any responsibilities that are normally on your schedule, you say, I am dedicating 1 hour. And maybe you don't do it every day. If you're waking up normally at 6:00, your power hour could be at 5 a.m. That could be an adjustment, quite an adjustment. But what if you said, for 1 month, I can handle 1 day a week for 1 month? Sure. Then you get into the routine of it, and maybe the next month you can handle 2 days a week giving yourself a power hour. Seeing how much productivity you can get done in one uninterrupted hour of your day. Number 4, you place a carrot at the end of your project, the end of your goal. If your goal is to redecorate that nursery, you want to spend time creating that nursery and executing your plan for the nursery, and you don't have time, what if you had the carrot at the end that motivates you to carving out the time? Whatever that carrot looks like for you, fantastic. If it means that you finally get to get the really cute piece of artwork for the nursery to complete it, great. If it means you get to have literally the extra piece of carrot cake at the end of the week, great. But having it be something that is motivating you to take that next step and to put aside some of the temptations that are keeping you from getting the job done in the first place. And the 5th idea is to have a little fun accountability. Now, I would caution you against posting it somewhere on social media. And here's why. Because a lot of people might want to then give you their opinion, and their opinions can muddle your plan and the way you want to execute your thing. And it could cause all kinds of confusion. So one fun idea could be to have a group text thread with some of your girlfriends, or maybe your family, maybe your mom and your aunties, maybe just your sisters, whoever it is. Have a small group text that says, hey, I'm going to be doing this project. Maybe you don't even tell them what the project is, but you say, I'm doing this fun home decorating project. My goal is to get done at X day. And here I'm going to give you a sneak peek, kind of like revealing a teeny tiny little picture of the puzzle, and have them guess what it is that you're doing each day. So you give them a teeny tiny little peekaboo, but you're not telling them full out what it is. Or if that's too much work, you can always just tell them the whole plan and say, hey, would someone check in on me? I want to be done by this day. But I think it's more fun, more playful to have the peekaboo, having a little reveal here and there until you're ready to reveal the final makeover. Brittany, I hope those ideas encouraged you to take a really good hard look at the time that you have currently available that might be used in ways that are keeping you from the productivity that you want. Have some fun, play around with the 5 ideas I gave you, and make sure you come to the Facebook group to let us know how you're doing. All right, friends, until next time, I'll see you soon. Hey, real quick before you go, if you learned something new or found value in today's podcast, would you head over to iTunes to Fig and Farm at Home and leave a review and subscribe to the show? That would be awesome. And if you'd like to connect with my community of mamas who are learning to be intentional storytellers within their own homes, join us at bit.ly/design101 group. There's always more room at the table. See you soon.